Folks, this is Lose Control every Wednesday between 3 p.m. and 5 p.m. only on 93.3 CFMU. My guests, my co-hosts, Manolis and Gavin.
Hello.
Back with me again. Gentlemen. We're almost a square again.
Almost.
Ben couldn't be here today because of business matters that he's working on in Burlington. So we'll give Ben a shout.
Hello, Ben.
Hello, Ben.
And let me tell you about today's show. Chris Crash is going to be joining us via telephone to talk about a show that's happening. Actually, both of our guests are going to be performing at the Absinthe this weekend. There's a fundraiser for one of the members of the Rotten that's happening at the Absinthe, and then Lee Reed, who one time was a member of Warsaw Pack. He's going to be performing this weekend as well. So he's going to be popping into the studio around 4 o'clock and talking to us in regards to the show that he's doing. Now, let me tell you about the show. Rob Sweeney, our good friend, gives us the MP3 of the week. Folks, if you're a Paul McCartney fan, then you'll totally love to hear what this band who is featuring the MP3 of the week have done to one of their songs, or his songs. Very, very cool. As well, a bunch of requests that we're playing, and now here's the beauty about technology. Here's the beauty about the social networking. A Facebook friend of mine, who's also a Facebook friend of Handsome Dick Manitoba.
Right.
He goes by the name of Jimmy Tiso or Tiso. He just posted something recently, a 48 second ditty.
Okay.
About Handsome Dick and the Pussycats. So we're going to air that. You remember how you had your little rap that we aired?
Yeah.
So now we're going to air Jimmy's.
Okay.
Right after the MP3 of the week, and a whole bunch of music as well. So it's action-packed 2 hours, as it always is every Wednesday here at 93.3 CFMU. Lose Control every Wednesday between 3 p.m. and 5 p.m. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing all right.
Yeah, you look good.
I'm feeling good.
Are you feeling good?
Better, yeah.
Yeah. Last week you couldn't be with us because you were on the set of what?
I think I was doing Murdoch Mysteries.
Yeah, Ben and I both came to the conclusion we really don't like that television series. We don't.
You don't like because it's taking me away from you guys, or because you don't like it?
That's personally why I don't like it. Why do I do not like it? Sort of artistically, or as a fan of TV programs, I find like I've only seen a couple of episodes of it. It just wanders. I'm not entirely sure. You know, it just, I think it's just, it's the timing of it. You know, it's.
What do you mean, the timing of the pacing of the actual show?
Yeah, it's like you know, it's supposed to be kind of
turning like Murdoch Mysteries.
I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
Yeah.
I can't really, I haven't really watched the full episode to even, I haven't even watched it to find me in it.
You act in it, but you don't.
I don't act, I'm just background in it.
Right.
Extra work or whatever you want to call it. Yeah. I don't know.
It's.
What, have you watched the episode?
No, it's like,
what happens?
Isn't it like Anna Green Gables?
What do you?
You
see, that's where I'm kind of going with it. It's not cool.
No, it's like period, piece.
He tries to solve mysteries.
Period piece. What does that mean?
Like it's like it takes place in a certain era.
Oh, I thought you meant like when you're on your menstrual period.
No.
That's the kind of program you watch.
Well, I guess so. No, I meant it takes place in a certain era, and
I can't think of the guy's name.
He solves mysteries. That's why it's called Murdoch Mysteries.
Right. It should be called Mystery Murdoch.
Yeah, true.
That sounds more
dyslexia.
Is the guy from A-Team in it?
No.
Because it's Murdoch.
Right.
Howling Mad.
Yeah, but it's not a cool reference to a cool program like that.
No.
How are you doing, Gavin?
I'm good. Yeah? I can hear my voice outside in the hall.
It's cool, eh?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
The last time the three of us spent some time together, we ended up going to the Galley Pump for dinner.
The Galley Pump.
Oh, my God.
The 50-50 tickets.
We lost in the 50-50. Totally fixed, I think.
Yeah, someone once won $20.
I know.
That was the funniest part, eh? How much was the ticket?
You got a whole row of them for $5.
Yeah, an arm length.
Yeah, and I thought for sure, like everybody else was buying onesies and twosies, here we are being like, you know, confident, give us 12. And we lost. I think there was only 15 tickets sold.
They look so happy.
They won.
Yeah.
We did not. But the food was good.
Yes.
The company was great. Mm-hmm. The beer was cold.
What more could you ask for?
I know.
I thought the food was amazing there.
Yeah, it was
is.
really.
You know what amazed me is how both of you reacted with, "It's clean in here." Hey.
Well, you had to see it from the outside.
Yeah.
It looks like something out of True Detective.
Right. It looks like it's got some character.
It felt like we were like, but it felt like because the people on the porch, not the porch, the patio, they call it the porch.
It's very close to porch.
They looked at us like we're like people that are coming into a town of Footloose. And we're like bringing dancing back.
We didn't look like
what are you guys doing?
We didn't belong there.
Right. But we did belong there. Mm-hmm. Our appetites belong there. Our energies belong there. Our thirst belong there.
Mm-hmm. I'm buying shares in it tomorrow.
It's a good investment.
And then the washroom posters were awesome.
The washroom posters were great.
Yeah, they had.
My god, from the 90s.
Yeah, the Hooters. 2004 Hooters. Mm-hmm. Girls. That was awesome. Yeah.
With the big hair.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was a good place.
That's funny. Talking about Hooters, Manolis says, with the big hair.
What? Yeah.
Well, the reason why they were... Yeah. But it just proves that you're a gentleman.
He is a gentleman.
Yeah, that's not the only thing that matters to you.
No. I'm a gentleman and a scholar.
Yeah. And a medical professional, I've been told.
Yeah.
Anything you want to tell us about?
I was when I was on Murdoch Mysteries.
Right.
There's this girl saw that I posted some pictures. This girl that was like a fan of the show. She's like, "Oh my god, I'm in love with Johnny Harris."
Yeah,
he's like one of the characters on the show.
Yeah.
One of the actors.
Right.
So I knew him. So I went up to him and said, "Can you?" He wrote a little note, and I just took a picture of him.
Right.
And then I sent it to her on Facebook, and she was like, lost her mind. I was
wow,
like,
cool.
She doesn't have a lot of cable, does she?
No, I don't know. I like it when people are nice.
Or a social
Johnny
life.
Harris.
No, a social
nice
life.
guy.
Yeah. So when's are you dating this girl? Was that sort of like a segue to say, hey,
romance times?
Night? Yeah.
No, I'm dating my hand right now.
Yeah.
Does that count?
How's that going?
Yeah, it's going. How's it going? It's
your hand looks happy.
It's tired. I'll tell you that.
Your hand's tired?
It works hard.
3:17 here at 93.3 CFMU. We're going to take care of some requests. Here's some music from Per Ubu. 93.3 CFMU. Music there from Tev Falco and the Panther Burns from Shadow Dancers. From the record, Shadow Dancer, you heard Funnel of Love and Per Ubu. Before that, from the Story of My Life record, a request. And a song called Come Home. It is 3:24. Manolis and Gavin sitting in with me. If you're just joining us in a few minutes, we're going to talk to Chris Crash about a fundraiser that's happening this weekend at the Absinthe as well. Lee Reed is going to be joining us around 4 o'clock, MP3 of the week. And following the MP3 of the week, as I said, due to the beauties of social networking, we're going to play a little ditty from a friend of mine. About Handsome Dick and the Pussycats. I belong in a secret club, like it's a kind of a secret society
Eyes
club.
Wide Shut kind of club?
No, it's there's 95. No,
it's very secret,
exclusive. So, I don't even know I'm in it. It's 95 people
are in this club,
and it's on Facebook.
That's so real.
It's totally real. It's the people, the quality of people that are part of this group, but it's the things that we discuss, the things that help us help others. We're saving the whales, man.
What's it called? What's the group called?
I'll have to find out if I can mention it because I am online right now talking to the gentleman who is going to give us or who's been kind enough to let us spin his little ditty following the MP3 of the week. So I'll have to ask him. But like I said, it's a secret society. One of 95 people. It's an exclusivity. You know.
How do we get in?
That's the thing. You know, it's
the membership fee. Is it
on Facebook? They have membership fees.
I don't know. Well, how do we get into the secret club?
What do we start our own
society
secret club?
Because there's no way it could be like this one.
Trust me.
Are there chicks in this one?
Yeah, not that many. But you see, I'm surprised that there are. But it just goes to prove that even females are open-minded enough as the people that are in this secret society to save the whales.
Are you really saving whales, Lou?
Am I saving whales? Yes, every freaking day I save a whale.
What kind of whale are you saving?
The ones that are on TV, the ones that are in
TV
aquariums.
Whales.
Yeah.
Like Free Willy? Cujo's
or
Free Willy.
Cujo was a dog.
Cujo the whale.
Oh, wait. Cujo wasn't a whale?
No,
Cujo was a dog.
Oh.
I want to go with Cujo.
I was so disappointed when they killed Cujo at the very end. I liked him. He just had
Old Yeller's a whale.
What was Cujo about? Was that about a friend? That was like a Lassie kind of movie?
No, Cujo always got bitten by a rabid bat and then became crazy, started killing people.
Oh, man.
Yeah, but you know what? He just had an anger problem. Like, I'm sure if they would have taken him to a vet.
Why did they just shoot the dog if he's like killing people?
I don't know.
He's killing people.
But you know what? he was onto something. He probably knew something about those people that the others didn't.
Littlest hobo, never a problem.
No.
Littlest hobo?
Yeah, just always saving
on
people.
the road, just taking it easy.
He's smart.
He sets his problems.
Yep.
Opens the door to the bank.
Yes.
Talks to the teller. He knows everything. He knows.
He knows.
A lot of people don't know this, that he actually could walk. They only, for the camera, that he went on all four legs.
Really?
Yeah, he was that smart of a dog.
Did they give him stilts?
No, he just, because he could, he was
like Brian Griffin the dog.
Yeah, he walked like a human.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And I guess
I saw him skip rope once. I was on set.
How old were you?
I was like 2.
Did you watch him?
You saw him skip rope.
I know.
You were on acid.
Ben just learned that you could ride a unicycle.
Oh, he doesn't know that?
I told him last week.
He didn't believe it?
How did you learn how to ride a unicycle?
When I was, this is the thing about Greek parents, okay?
So you gotta learn how to ride a unicycle.
Now for people who are not listening, Manolis' background is Greek. So
my dad.
Yeah. It was either playing the accordion or
my brother tried to play the accordion.
Yeah.
But my dad, all I said is like, I think I was 11 years old, and I just said, I want a unicycle. I said, I not to my dad directly. I'm like, it'd be cool to have a unicycle. Mm-hmm. My dad hears this, hears me say that.
He's probably thinking it's cheaper than having to buy the whole bike.
Probably.
So Christmas time, he just goes, he finds a unicycle and buys me one.
He's the secret. Your dad's the secret.
Yeah. And so what do I got a unicycle now, so I might as well try to ride it.
Yeah, exactly.
So I spent the winter riding it in my basement. And then by the time summer came, I realized I knew how to ride a unicycle.
You realized?
Well, because I was like, I didn't like I was.
Wait a second, I'm riding this.
I was riding it from the bar to the other side of the room. There's a bar in my basement, my parents' basement. So I'm riding from the bar to the other side of the room. And then I'd grab the wall. But once there was no walls anymore, I was outside. And I was free to ride, you know?
And you just took off?
I just went. I ran.
Can you go down
comfortable?
Hills?
It's the way you're sitting. You don't seem very comfortable.
So I am very comfortable.
Can you go down hills on it?
I can go down hills. I can go up hills. I can go up sidewalks. I can skip.
Can you jump? Oh, you can jump with it.
I can skip rope with it.
There's actually footage that you showed me of you riding this in a school.
Yeah.
On a gymnasium for the kids. You're doing it for the kids, right?
I was doing it for the kids.
You should be a superhero.
The first time I did that, I'm not on that
video. There's not
video.
enough room for that either.
You just need a cape.
What? I didn't have a cape.
You can be a superhero.
Yeah.
All you need is a cape.
Unicycle man?
Yeah.
You know what? Why don't you end up getting a cape? Just wear a cape all the time.
Yeah,
I
recommend if
like
you ever
Fonzie had a leather jacket.
You have a cape.
I recommend if you go buy a unicycle, buy the one with the bigger wheel. Mm-hmm. Because the smaller wheel, you have to pedal twice as much to get anywhere. Get the big wheel.
You know so much about unicycles. You should be a superhero.
I learned the hard way.
Yeah.
I rode the unicycle for like 500 kids another time before that, 2 years before the one the video is. And that time my back was tweaked, so I was like, had to pop like 3 or 4 perks.
Is this the one that you were telling me about in front of the mayor?
Yeah. That's how we got talking about it, Dan for Mayor, because we were talking about how much we didn't like Murdoch Mysteries, but I didn't mind Dan for Mayor. I thought it had its moments, and you were featured on an episode of Dan for Mayor.
I'm Wheelo the Clown. I ran against Dan.
You were who the clown?
My character's name was Wheelo the Clown. It was one of those situations where I was booked as special skills because I could ride a unicycle, but what they were really doing, they used me as a character on the show. So I was running against Dan for Mayor to run for mayor.
Now, why wouldn't they put like sort of an evil angle on it where like, you're sort of an evil clown, so you have to come back because, Dan for Mayor hasn't
Do you think
really...
I rate the show?
No, we just thought you could put a word in for yourself.
Do you think I can say cut and then say to go to the director? I got a better idea here.
I should die, but come back 3 episodes later.
Yeah. Do you think I have these powers?
I'm trying to help you, man.
Yeah, he's just trying to. He's just got ideas.
I give you medical help.
Yeah,
I try to give you medical help. I try to give you professional help. I give you relationship help.
Mm-hmm. Just help me.
Lou just has ideas.
I know.
Lou just has ideas.
I find I give you relationship, or I give you help like we're in a relationship ourselves.
Still making love to my hand.
You guys are in a relationship.
I know. It's just that I don't know you well enough yet. But it'll happen. It'll happen. But not yet. I'm just not ready.
The episode is called Wheelo the Clown. The actual episode's called
after your character.
It's named after your character.
Crazy.
You should have paid some money on that.
I didn't get a penny. I talked to my background agent. They're like, yeah,
because they just don't want to cause problems.
Yeah, I just want to keep getting.
Go for another round at the donut table. Help yourself. 3:32. This is what we're going to do. We're going to spin some music from Paul Butterfield Blues Band. While we do that, we're going to hook up with Chris Crash to talk about a fundraiser that's happening at the Absinthe this weekend. In the meantime, enjoy some music from Paul Butterfield. 93.3 CFMU, music there from the Paul Butterfield Blues Band from their debut record. You heard Born in Chicago. 3:36 exactly. On the line with me right now is the one and only Mr. Chris Crash out in East Hamilton on Cannon Street at the Crash Landing location. Sir, are you there?
Yes, I am, Lou. How you doing today?
I'm doing well. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
How's your Wednesday going so far?
Well, I'll tell you, in keeping in the spirit with Chris Crash, just before I came in here to take the phone call, I fell down the stairs and rung my bell, and I wasn't sure I'd be able to even talk.
Wow, I'm sorry to hear that.
I'm bleeding, so everything's good.
Oh, just another day in the life of Chris Crash.
Yeah.
Congratulations on everything that you're doing at Crash Landing. You're really definitely supporting live music, but also providing a lot of cool musical culture to the east part of Hamilton. How long have you guys been there now?
We've been at this location for 2 years on Cannon Street, and then we were 7 years on Ottawa Street. So we've been in the East End coming up on 9 years in business.
Wow, congratulations. Yeah. So amazing. Well done.
Thank you.
A store that obviously sells music, but then there's a lot of other paraphernalia, musically related equipment as well at times?
Yep, sure.
Cool.
Yeah, we've kind of changed what we do from the original location, and now it's typically everything's music, lots of vinyl, lots of cassettes, instruments, strings, still band T-shirts, and more accessories for the practicing musician.
Very, very cool.
Yeah.
And it obviously seems like you guys are enjoying it.
Oh, we love it. It's a dream job, Lou. Come on. I love this.
Good for you and well-deserved.
Thank you.
Let's talk about Saturday afternoon.
Yeah. It's an event for our friend Ange, who drums for The Rotten, a band out of Kitchener. They were on Rebel Time Records.
Yes.
And she's been battling breast cancer for a few years now. So, she's got it back in a bad way, I guess. And so what this fundraiser is for is so she can seek alternative treatment that they've looked into, the family's looked into. And, I mean, the family can only do so much. OHIP doesn't cover it. So we're doing everything we can to raise some funds to help her out with this. And the cool thing is that a lot of these bands have played with The Rotten. We're very familiar with The Rotten because they've done shows in our old store basement. Never mind, this ain't Hollywood. We've done a bunch of shows with them there.
Yeah.
Rebel Fests and things. So it's a fundraiser for her. And, it's good to see the community pulling together on this.
How old is she?
I'm not sure. I think she's in her 30s.
Not that it matters, but obviously she's a young lady.
Yeah, she is.
And now, alternative treatments. You see, every time I hear that, it kind of makes me think one of two things. Either that we're not doing enough here to really support more of a health plan for our people.
Right.
Or the fact is that alternative treatments, things that, we should be looking at that we're not aware of.
Well, I'm not sure exactly what those are, Lou, but I do know this. There's one of these treatments available in Germany, and the other one is available in, I believe it's in Mexico. And these are the only two places that this particular type of treatment are available. So I don't know why it's not here in Canada. I don't know. You hear about people going to South America for certain surgeries all the time, and I don't know why they can't do them here in Canada, but hey, that's just the way things are, and there's nothing we can do about it.
What is the success rate?
Sorry, Manolis.
What is the success rate on the ones in Germany?
Do you have any success rate information, Chris, is what Manolis was asking?
No, I don't. We haven't. I know there's an event or a All Out for Ange page, and her blog, she's been blogging everything about her condition and the treatments and so forth. So there is a page, and there's she's been blogging all the information and keeping everybody up to date with how she's doing. And I think that would probably give more details than I'm aware of about these treatments.
Let's talk about the entertainment that's taking part in this Saturday. First of all, folks, it's a Saturday afternoon show. It's not an evening show.
3 till close.
Oh, sorry. So it's going on for the whole day.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, sorry, man. You know what? I presumed it was just going from 3 till evening. So
nope.
It's the whole day.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Fun-filled, full of music.
There's, obviously some punk rocks. Majority of the bands are punk rock. We've got Psychobilly, We've got a little ragtime kind of a thing. And it's closing out with a Black Sabbath tribute band.
Wow, so it's all over the spectrum.
Yeah, we're covering the whole thing.
So let's talk about some of the bands that are going to be taking part in it. Some
of the bands, well, obviously I have to plug Resentments, and that's a band that I'm in with Jamie Problem.
Yeah.
Hammer Mark and Jay Prentice. These guys, we've all been around.
Mm-hmm. Let me ask you.
Mayhem
okay, let me ask you. You know, you mentioned that you've all been around, and doing a band now. Considering all of you guys have known each other for 30 years plus, and just kind of starting a new band. Is the enjoyment different just because, everybody changes as people? Like, I mean, first and foremost, you're doing it because you want to have a good time musically, but, is the whole climate about being in a band a lot more different, say that it was like 30 years ago, even though you're more or less doing the same sort of rooted kind of music, being in the punk vein?
You know what? It's a passion for me. I've never made money at doing it, and I just like it because that's what I do, that's all I know, and that's what I love to play as far as I'm concerned. Now, I think the other guys feel the same way. Jamie Problem had a 22-year or a 14-year hiatus, and he used to come in the store quite often and talk with Sue just about whatever. And I said to him, hey, man, we got to get in a band together.
Very cool.
And as it turns out, that the band used to be Meh.
Right.
That was Meh, and I think we maybe played 2 songs that we used to have with Meh, but we've been writing like crazy and putting all kinds of music out there now, and it's just a whole different animal.
Well, I know that it's great to see Jamie being so involved in our community again. Everything from the monthly punkers by giving young bands a chance to perform on stage to just taking part in his band Resentment, as well as his other 2-piece Artificial Dissemination, who blew me away at the tribute to Amons a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
So again, it's just great because sometimes you get these guys that will take a hiatus, and then when they come back with a vengeance.
Well, Jamie certainly has. I'm wondering if he's going to have enough steam to carry on. He's just so busy. I mean, putting on those punk rock matinees and getting young talent, fresh talent, new talent into the punk rock scene. Inviting bands all over the place to come for his Sunday Slam Fests, as well as Hammer City Records, I believe, is the other host of that. But, Jamie's a busy cat.
Do you want to tell us about the first time that you were introduced to Ange from The Rotten?
The first time I was introduced to them, The Rotten was playing a Rebel Fest, a Rebel Time event at the St. Hollywood, and that's when, it wasn't. It was actually at the Casbah. So Ange's husband, Jan, who's the singer of that band, they were hanging out front. A whole busload of people showed up from Kitchener because that's where they're from. And I looked over at Jan and I said, looks like the old guys are here. He gave me a dirty look, and I thought, dude, you have no idea. So, I've got a few years on him.
Right.
And so then he ended up realizing that, I was playing with the Steeltown Spoilers at that event. And we've been great friends ever since. I always jump up and sing Sonic Reducer with them, and now they expect it all the time. But that's how I've got to know The Rotten, and we had them even play the basement of the old store. Used to put on shows over there. So they came on, and I think it was a Dayglow show that they opened up for, actually. We did Dayglows and The Rotten in the basement of the old store.
Wow, very cool.
Yeah, it was nice.
Show starting Saturday at 3 p.m. If you want to get more information, visit Club Absinthe, as well as checking out Crash Landing on Facebook. And as you mentioned, Chris, there's also a blog called All for Ange, sorry?
The event is called All Out for Ange.
All Out for Ange, okay.
All Out for Ange. But Ange herself, if you go on to Angie Orchid, she's got her page where, this All Out for Ange is just this event, right? Her personal information about how her battle has been going and what she's been going through and how long she's been battling this evil disease. It's all documented on her blogs. It says it's called Sue just informed me. It's called Don't Stop Believing.
Oh, okay.
That's her blog.
And appropriately named.
Yes, it is.
You know,
I mean, we did a little punk rock bowling event on May 24th.
I heard about that.
Yeah, Martin's Hardcore Bowling, and Jimmy was nice enough. So typically there was 6 bands, and we battled each other in bowling, and the first losing team had to go and play first. So we had all these bands playing, and Jimmy was nice enough. Jimmy Pappas from the bowling alley was nice enough to donate $1 per beer to Ange.
Ah, very cool.
And it was scary. Not scary. They raised $350. So that's 350 beers over 6 bands. It was a fun time. The Scene Veterans won the trophy on that one.
I was just going to say, who won it?
The Letdowns.
Fixed.
Yeah, and they're playing this event too.
Yeah, they were really sharp a couple of weeks back at the Amons tribute, but they always are.
Yep.
Good guys and good players as well.
Yeah.
Folks, if you want to visit Crash Landing, your exact location on Cannon?
1189 Cannon Street East, and we're just before Ottawa.
Yeah,
so
you're just a little west of Ottawa.
A driveway west of Ottawa, yeah.
And store hours?
Store hours are 10 till 6 typically. Thursday and Friday we're open till 7. Sunday's closed.
We've got some music. I'm just setting it up here from the Rotten as we say goodbye to you. Any plugs for any upcoming shows that you guys are taking part in?
Oh,
other than this weekend?
Well, we've got some things that are kind of up in the air right now. I know we're going to be playing Toronto on August 30th. And we're working. There's we have to get some shows confirmed about some other details as far as what the Resentments are doing.
Let's do one at the bar real soon.
I'd like to.
Yeah, me too.
I'd like to.
Thank you so much for taking time, Chris. And folks, remember, it's all about Ange, and you should remember that and participate and show up on Saturday starting at 3 p.m. right till close at Club Absinthe right at the corner of King William and Houston. Enjoy the rest of your day, sir.
Thank you, Lou.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now. That was Chris Crash from Crash Landing talking about an event that's happening this Saturday. The featured band, The Rotten, and this is what they sound like. 93.3 CFMU. There you have it. Music of The Rotten. And their drummer, Ange, is having a benefit for her this Saturday at Club Absinthe starting at 3 p.m. And if you visit, as you heard Chris Crash say, Angie Orchid's Facebook page, the blog, Club Absinthe, a lot of ways of finding out information about it. Manolis and Gavin sitting in with me this afternoon. Are you guys having fun?
Yes.
Yeah, are you?
Yeah, we're having a good time.
Having a great time.
Best time.
Bedtime?
Best time.
Oh,
the best.
It is the best.
There's nothing better than this.
Nope.
I did a Greek show.
Yeah, Friday, Saturday, right?
Yeah.
At a church?
At a church.
In a basement?
Yeah.
How was the food?
It was okay.
Now, did you have to pay, or did they give you complimentary food?
Yeah, we got free food and booze.
Who needs to be paid when you've got free food and booze?
Yeah.
The food was good?
Food is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how many drink tickets did you get?
I didn't have drink. All I had to do was clap my hands twice, and there would be a plethora of drinks in front of me.
Wow.
How did you do that? How did you manage that?
That's what they told me to do.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
Now, do the Greek community respect you?
No,
they don't. Eh? No. I mean, you're a spoken, you're a spokesperson for the Greek community here in Hamilton, right? You're a comedian. You go out and you tell people funny stories and stories about your family and your brother and your upbringing and your the Greek ways. You figure, if anything, you're promoting the community and you're promoting the culture. You're like a minister.
The only Greeks would care about me if I became famous.
Like most people.
Yeah. They'd be like, yes, he's one of us.
Yeah, but right now they're being non-committal, eh?
Well, I don't know. I don't blame them. I'm not
Now you're sitting on a stool where earlier you were sitting on a chair.
I don't know. I'm moving around, dude. I'm moving around.
He's moving around.
I'm always on the go. Sometimes you see my hands. Sometimes you don't.
Where'd they go? Where'd they go? Where'd they go?
They're in my pants.
Where do you think they went?
Go. 3:57 and change. We're going to spin some music from the Ramones, and then we'll spin the MP3 of the week, and then a little ditty, as I mentioned, from the originator of the secret society that I belong to in Facebook.
What's
Whale
it called?
Savers?
The Whale Savers. Savers of Wales.
The saviors of Wales. I'm gonna. You know what?
I want the whales to save me. How about that, Lou?
The whale saved you.
happen.
How do they save you?
I don't know.
You'd look so cute riding a whale. You know, let's do that
Grab
again.
onto its hole and just go.
I don't think you grab onto its hole. I think that could be dangerous.
Yeah.
Get your elbow in there.
That's how you ride a whale? You put your elbow in there?
Yeah, well, you got to get a good grip.
You're not being very friendly to the whales, Manol.
How do you get a grip with an elbow?
Well, you put your arm right up to the elbow and then bend your arm inside of it, and now you're hooked in.
Clearly, you went to school for this.
Have you noticed that when I've been texting you, I've been referring to you not as Manolis, but in the French version, Manois.
Oh, I don't read that far.
Yeah, you don't ever read anything that I post.
You send me the most ridiculous texts ever. I always think you're drunk.
No, I'm not drunk.
Or high or something.
No, neither. I'm trying to practice a little bit of cultural practices, I think.
You ever hear about, remember that situation with Russell Crowe when he threw his cell phone at the guy behind the counter? Do you ever hear that story?
No.
Yeah,
he didn't throw a cell phone. He threw like a full phone.
A full phone.
Yeah.
The guy behind the counter at a hotel pissed him off, and he threw the phone at his face.
Yeah.
That's what you are.
You're Russell Crowe?
I'm Russell Crowe?
No, you're the other guy.
Oh.
I want to throw a phone at your face.
Oh, I see.
I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah. See, figures. I get to be the guy who gets the phone thrown at, and you have to be Russell Crowe.
Wow.
So you want him to be Russell Crowe?
You want to be Russell Crowe?
No, I don't care. No.
I just want to throw a phone at you.
Who's Russell Crowe in this situation? I just need to know.
He thinks I am.
Okay. That's all I need to know.
This freaking conversation started because I was trying to indicate that I've been trying to put a French angle towards you, put a little bit more French in you.
Okay, let's do it.
Manois. Isn't it good?
Manois.
Manois.
That's my new name.
That's your...
Manois.
It doesn't make any sense.
Is that a real thing?
Yeah, it's your French
You're lying
name.
to me.
Here's the Ramones on 93.3. 93.3 CFMU. Folks, that is your MP3 of the week, courtesy of our friend Rob Sweeney. The Raunch Hands covering the classic from Paul McCartney, Let Me Roll It. Looking forward to the next one, and I will see you later on this evening, Mr. Sweeney. 4:09. So, as I mentioned at the beginning of the show, I belong to a secret society.
Yeah, of whale watchers.
Well, we try to save the whales.
Save whale savers.
But we save ourselves first.
How do you do that?
We nurture ourselves with happy times and good things, funny stuff.
Such as?
Being a member of the secret society. I did get the green light.
To tell us about it?
By Jimmy Tyso saying that we can announce the name of the secret society group.
Okay, go.
We're called Dueling Douchebags.
Dueling Douchebags.
Yeah, that's what we're called.
And you're not saving whales.
We are so saving whales. We save everybody. But there's 95 of us worldwide. We're a small knit, but we know secrets and we know plans. We know the secrets. Aqueducts of the cities.
Can you tell us a secret?
I'm sorry?
Tell us a secret.
I know how to get rid of certain ailments.
Like what? Like what ailment?
I don't know. Just throw something at me.
I don't know.
Like a rash? No. So should we play this? Okay, so basically, our fear...
I was going to joke. I was going to do it.
Our fearless leader recorded a ditty, right?
Right.
So what we're going to do now, because of the because of the wonders of technology, we can do this, right? We can do this. We can. So I'm going to basically grab the mouse, and then I go like this, right? And I go like that. Then I press this over here.
And what?
Hold on. Well, nothing yet.
Are you just posting photos of each other?
No. That this is where the gentleman who is our fearless leader. That was his page.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but you see, what we do is we go into here, there. Okay, so here's the gentleman right here. See this picture?
Yeah,
that's our fearless leader.
Uh-huh.
He's the one who is like, he would be kind of like the Grand Poobah of the dueling douchebags.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
He's got one of those fur hats with the horns on it.
Oh, yeah, the Grand Poobah.
Full of knowledge.
It's a big head.
From the Water Buffalo Society. Yeah.
He's listening as well. So
to the radio?
So basically what we're going to do is we're going to...
Well, he's got a rap you're going to play or something?
Is he rapping?
He's rapping about our good friend, Mr. Handsome Dick Manitoba.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Want to hear it?
I'm ready.
All right. Folks, I believe that this is his debut on radio.
Awesome.
This is Jim Tyso, Richard Manitoba, and the Pussycats.
Richard Manitoba and the Pussycats, long tails and ears for hats, guitars and Marshall stacks, hot, sweet, super cool. Don't you know these kiddies rule? Hurry, hurry, with Ben, going over the master plan, driving in a custom-painted van.
Here we go.
Practicing for hours, don't you know that? Sooner or later, where we go, we'll be on the radio. Richard Manitoba and the Pussycats, hot lips will give you that. Stone foxes, that's a fact. Richard Manitoba and the Pussycats. Richard Manitoba and the Pussycats. And that's that.
That's from...
Beautiful. Stand up.
Oh, do we? I stood up. It's radio.
I'm still clapping, by the way.
Theater of the mind.
I'm still clapping.
Theater of the mind. I just did a backflip.
That was amazing.
Did you like that?
That was amazing.
Did they? That was Jose and the Pussycats. Josie and the Pussycats?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was done with Handsome Dick Manitoba being the subject and the Pussycats. What'd you think?
It moved me.
Did it move you?
Yeah.
It moved you back to the stool. You were sitting on the chair. And
I was taking it all in, and the song's over now. I'm back on the mic.
Yeah. But you know
He's got a very relaxing voice.
Yeah. Soothing.
Yeah, it's very soothing.
This is why we listen to him.
If I had a record company, I would sign him right now.
Hey, you try to have him as your fearless leader. Because of his suave-sounding voice, he gets us to do anything.
He does.
Get you wear shoes with no laces in them.
Yes, sir.
They're called Velcro. Velcro shoes.
Can we get more of this stuff?
Let's ask him for another piece for next week. Maybe that's what we should do. We should have a weekly segment.
Yeah, I can hear this guy every week.
You can hear him every week?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. And then we'll book him at the Saint.
What's his name?
Jim Tyso.
Yeah.
T-I-E-S-O.
We love you, Jim. That was amazing.
Thank you,
job,
sir.
Jim.
And thank you for giving us the green light to be able to air this. In the meantime, we're gonna cue up some music from the Dictators, but first we're gonna spin some music from Radio Birdman on 93.3 CFMU. .93.3 CFMU, music there from the Dictators from Manifest Destiny. You heard Exposed, and before that, Radio Birdman from Zeno Beach, the Brotherhood of Al Wazaa. It is 4:25 exactly. Manolis and Gavin sitting in with me, co-hosting the show today.
Hello.
Our special guest and friend, Mr. Lee Reed, returning back to the station. How are you, sir?
I'm well, fellas. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. You didn't have far to go today?
No, I work up here on campus. Fantastic.
How long have you been here now?
I'm celebrating my official 5-year anniversary this year, but I was a temp laborer here for 2 years as well. So I've been about 7 years, and then I spent 13 years getting my BA. Mm-hmm. So I've been here like over 20 years.
Wow. Written a few books as well.
That's right.
It's a lot of girlfriends, man.
So you obviously feel really nice. You feel very comfortable in a school environment.
Yeah. And as you know, I used to be able to hop over. I worked at Mohawk for about 8 years in there too. And I've been working on campuses or on a campus for a long time now.
You're a busy man.
Mostly.
You're still creating music?
Yep.
Emergency Broadcast was a great record. That was your last one?
Actually, I put out an EP The year after that, so last year I put out like a 5-track EP.
Okay, well. Emergency was your last full length.
That's right. Yeah.
Are you finding it to be advantageous to do EPs versus LPs? The only reason why I'm asking you is because when we did the Tung Fu record, we had enough to go into in the studio for a full length record, but the Andy who produced us told us to do 5 because he was saying that people's attention span are not as great as they used to be. So you might as well just hit them with a few and then hit them with another one, even though you're paying for the manufacturing again, but you're still giving them something new, and it's an easier way of becoming prolific.
Yeah,
good point.
Yeah. You listen to it both ways, right? Like there's something about. I think albums as a thing are coming back at sort of the same time that vinyl is, or the collectability of the thing as a piece of work. But there is a lot to be said for sort of cutting it up into smaller pieces and doling it out, over more time. It's hard to, you're sort of yelling over all this social media and, you're dealing with people that often have a bigger infrastructure than you. And if you look at the way that some of the pros do it now, I mean, like the biggest album of last year in hip hop, underground world was, Run the Jewels. And that was a free download. And then they sold the vinyl, and that business model is becoming really common, and it's hard to compete with that if you're an indie. And part of that, is people's attention span. It's like, just sort of keeping yourself in the conversation. And so, there's some advantages to doing it as an EP. I think, I think the next time I put out a full length, I do want to press it to vinyl. I find a lot more of my friends ask for it now than they were a few years back.
Is it the same price to?
Not at all. It's way more expensive to press vinyl than to press a CD. So, you want to make sure that you're completely happy with the product, So, it's more of a cost. I mean, you can sell them for more, and I find that.
Is it more about novelty? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but novelty factor of.
Kind
what
of,
you're making,
even the collectability, like just like for posterity's sake, it's a bigger deal, I think, to have an actual record sitting in your hands than a CD. I find like CDs, the real advantage of CDs is they're not that expensive to replicate or to press them, or however you want to put it. So if you're doing like when I did the last EP that I did, it was called Written Large, and we just did like one of those like one panel jobbies. Ended up, the cost on them was like $2 something a unit. You know what I mean? It's really
pretty
not
affordable.
much money. Exactly. So when I was on the road, I was able to sell them for like, I would tell people, they'd be like, how much are they? They'd be like, pay whatever you want. And generally speaking, people were always giving me more than what I probably would have charged them.
That's the secret. Whatever you want.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Whatever you want.
I do that too.
Yeah. Like there's some real advantages to CDs, versus, the investment of vinyl. And dividing them up into EPs or singles, like there is something to be said for that, just keeping yourself kind of, in the mix, so to speak.
You're a concerned citizen. You love your city.
I do.
How's Hamilton changing for the better in the last couple of years, would you say? Because there's a lot of attention in our city with, this progress with the arts, music. It seems that it's in a way, I guess, everybody's trying to forget about the woes that happened with the U.S. Steel thing going down. A lot of people losing their jobs. But it just seems on the flip side of it, everybody's putting a lot of hope and faith into this new trend, so to speak, and everybody's really trying to do their best to support the arts and give it, hoping that it will give prosperity and support as well as jobs and happiness as well. That seems to be the big focal point, especially in our neighborhood where the St. Hollywood is. And I know that you're a type of person that really has his ear to the ground and his finger on the pulse when it comes through this whole city in general. But say within the last 5 years, how's the city changed for the better, or how's the city not changed?
Well, I think it has changed a lot. I've lived downtown since the late 90s, and it's sort of a double-edged sword. Like, I'm happy to see a lot of the progress, but at the same time, there's some bad things that come with it. I mean, at the last art crawl, I heard from quite a few people that they were the police were out in full force, sort of just ticketing people for being poor, essentially, which really breaks my heart. Hitting people up with loitering tickets or smoking too close to the entrance of something.
Really?
Yeah.
It's desperate.
That is. And when you're encouraging everybody and his brother from out of town to come in and loiter on the street and do whatever the hell they want while you're handing out tickets to people that actually live down there, that kind of makes me upset. And I think that I think Hamilton has changed a lot, and I think for the most part... do you think that's just using that as an example, do you think it's just the fact that we're trying to ignore a reality side of our life, or do you think that we're trying to ignore it because we're trying everything we can to kind of make our city shine to people who are visiting? Or I think it's that last point there. It's the city, I think, thinks that they use the phrases cleaning up a lot, but they don't explain really what that means, you know. It's displacing people. The action team that was founded, you know, they spend a lot of time, you know, catching people for having res smokes downtown while people are getting stabbed to death in Hess Village, and they're extorting them for, you know.
They did this in New York.
Yeah.
It's open windows, they call it.
Yeah.
Where they chase everybody out and they put them in another neighborhood. It doesn't really do anything.
It doesn't do anything.
You're just moving
They're just moving them all over the place. It's not really a problem. It's poor people they're targeting. It's not problems. Yeah.
Exactly. They're not really alleviating the problems. And I think the problem, it kind of gets worse when you think about that we're trying to replace a giant industry like steel with the hope of an arts community. Like, I'm really happy to see the arts community growing in this city. I'm an artist from the city, and any attention that we all get is great for everybody. And so it's kind of a, you know, it's a like I say, a double-edged sword. Like, I'm happy to see it all happening, but at the same time, it kind of depresses me a little bit sometimes when I see sort of the heavy-handedness of gentrification, you know? So I mean,
are you sensing it more and more?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Like, you know, you can really tell. I would invite anybody to drink a bottle of bourbon, put on some bad clothes, and walk around downtown at the next art crawl and see how that goes for you. Seriously, I'm no kidding. You know, like if you're dressed the part, you can stagger around all you want. But if you look
sounds like fun though.
Yeah, it is. It is.
You can still drink bourbon, but you have to wear a suit.
Yeah, that's right. If you were dressed in a suit and you were hanging out with more people,
that's
in suits,
what they should have done. They should have that should have been the program. They should have just put a bunch of suits in.
Give suits out.
Just get all the homeless people, put them all in suits.
You look like a 40 regular. Try this.
Put it on with the bill. Put it on now.
It's like a fancy restaurant.
Yeah, and then you leave and they have a suit.
Funny. That's not a bad idea. I mean, I would support that over giving them tickets. But yeah, like I also heard, I can't substantiate this, but I heard that there was a woman tased the other day in the process of stealing a bag of potatoes somewhere somewhere near the market.
Wow.
Yeah,
you gotta lay it down.
I heard that from some members of HCAP.
You gotta lay it down.
Yeah,
it's
the
potatoes.
Hamilton Coalition Against Poverty was talking about it.
Tased her?
The police tased a woman. Yeah. Now again, I can't. I heard this
catch
from
a woman with a bag of potatoes. I would.
You would think, like, I don't know.
I'm going to tell you. No, hang on. I got this, Chief. I think I can catch
Are you sure
her.
it's potatoes?
It's a bag of potatoes.
She's armed with potatoes.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, I just think that there's some things about the development of James
It's a 10-pounder. 10-pounder! No!
Is she gonna open the bag and start throwing it at people? I mean,
it's dangerous.
You guys
loves their potatoes.
Yeah. Hamilton loves their potatoes.
They don't grow on trees, you know.
What has improved, do you think, in the mind of Lee Reed?
There's more to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's more to do downtown than there's been in years and years. There's shops that were once boarded up are opened. People are trying their hand at things. There's a lot of great restaurants and you know, cafes and bars that have opened. So
the independent side of business a forte, do you think?
Yeah, the small businesses are driving the downtown, and I think the other thing that people need to realize is the growth of James Street is done despite the work of the city and the economic development department. And, you know, this isn't done in cooperation with this. We've existed despite the sort of stumbling blocks that are put up by the city, and economic development in the chamber is really no friend to small business. I
was just actually having a conversation about that very point. I think in around the time when Teenage Head were doing their book launch, we got talking to some people at the bar about how they had noticed the growth of James Street, but not so much for the fact that, you know, they were saying it's grown so organically, but the fact is that it hasn't really kind of coincided with a lot of support or at least a lot of approval from the city.
Exactly. That's what I was going to ask, if the city was trying to keep up. Like, now that you're seeing how popular it is. And
I think what's happened now is the city is sort of standing in the middle of the conversation and pretending that they've always been there.
Okay.
I think that's from an outsider's point of view, I don't really...
It explains the cops.
The person that I spoke to, which, you know, is an artist, had put it perfectly, and he said, I don't think they have any other choice other than to support us, even though they don't know what what we do or how we do it.
Exactly.
Because no one seems to be really sort of savvy enough to really understand these art programs, or even to initiate better art programs.
For sure.
With everything that's going in, you would figure that there'd be more support coming in from the city.
For sure, and a lot of it's self-organized. You know, there's no central place where somebody can go to a website and find out what's happening at Art Crawl. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people have tried to become that, or have tried to sort of facilitate that information.
Right.
But really, it's like you say, it's organic, and it's grassroots, independent business owners. Sometimes working together, sometimes helping each other with their projects. And the city doesn't know how to interact with that type of organization. They're much better with giving a large sum of money to one person to open an office and direct people. They're not good at sort of open-ended conversations that involve dozens or hundreds of people that are all trying to do their own thing. You know? It's hard for them to get their head around. That's
what I like about Hamilton. It's like a lot of people do stuff not to be a name or something. Like, they're not doing it so they can get power. Yeah. They're doing it just to make things better. Yeah. Or Hamilton does it a lot.
Yeah. It gives you the opportunity to be a vigilante.
Yeah, you could be a vigilante. Yeah. You just need a unicycle.
Yeah. Manolis is good on the unicycle. 4:38, Lee Reed, my special guest. You were kind enough to give us two brand spanking new songs. Which one should we play?
Play the Stop Line 9 one. Luke.
Okay. Well, we set it up. You want to tell us a little bit about it?
Stop Line 9. So I wrote this song with my friend Mother Tarika. He and I have started a project. We're actually doing our first show on Friday as this new project. It's called Flotilla, and that's Mother Tarika and myself as a rap duo. This is a song about Line 9, and we wrote it quite some time ago. Last summer, people may remember a group of primarily Hamiltonians, some people from Six Nations and some other people from around the area occupied the Westover pumping station of Enbridge, took it over for I think 6 nights, held off the work that was being done there to sort of highlight or bring attention to Line 9. Enbridge has sort of really rammed this thing through on us, and what they're essentially doing is reversing the flow of a 45-year-old pipeline, the same pipeline that exploded in Kalamazoo, Michigan, which devastated the area. Thousands of people have been displaced from their homes. Their drinking water is ruined forever. And this thing's running right through the province. It runs right through some of our nicest farmland, right through some of our biggest water tables, and it leaks daily, you know, and they want to reverse the flow and start moving dilbit through it. Dilbit is highly corrosive. It's like mud to water compared to the way oil used to be shipped. So it's kind of mucky, and it's really not safe to be transported through a pipeline. So they've rammed this thing through, and there's been quite an outpouring. You got sort of grassroots activist organizations, and you have even like labor groups pointing out the jobs that are at risk for something like this, even from an economic standpoint. Tourism, anything to do with fisheries, anything to do with farming, anything to do with the number of jobs that are put at risk when it doesn't add up when they start saying things like this will stimulate the economy or create jobs. It will stimulate the economics of about 100 people, you know, while the millions of us just sit there wondering whether we're going to have clean water. So Line 9's a really big deal. Maybe everybody heard about the Northern Gateway project that was rammed through by Harper just a few days ago or last week. That's an Enbridge project too. And there's this sort of tying our economy to the tar sands has been really stupid. Canada has become the sort of spokesman for climate change denial. We're derailing climate talks all over the world. We are the world's poster children for the old economy of petrol economics. And that's our future. It's everybody's past. And I mean, we're promising China's energy needs as they go into their 1950s. You know what I mean? That's what we're doing, is we're agreeing to supply China with their energy needs for the next sort of 30 years. And it's, by all estimates, it's going to kill us, like, as a planet. The tar sands are pumping out more carbon than anything ever. It's actually the most carbon-intensive project in the history of mankind.
Wow.
And it has made us, Canada, the biggest carbon emitters in the world, both in total carbon and in per capita carbon. We are the worst climate offenders on the planet right now, whereas 10 years ago we were, number 80. So it's really not good, and living here in Canada, you don't get it as much. If you want to read about the real effects of the tar sands, you need to start reading papers from the UK or the Middle East, or, they really don't talk about it. Even the CBC is to some degree on side, because there's the lies of omission, and there's just so much information that's not given to us.
So we promised China all this energy?
Damn right, yeah. These free trade agreements that we have, like FIPA, they're secretly negotiated and they're supranational. So once we sign on to them, say Harper loses the next election, and he doesn't send stormtroopers to the polls to make sure everybody votes a certain way. If that doesn't happen, the next person coming in, baby Trudeau or whatever, his hands are tied. Legally, his hands are tied. He cannot undo this legislation. You can undo the legislation if you're willing to pay China what they would have made from you.
Can't
afford it. Right. This is exactly what happened in NAFTA.
Who would make that kind of deal?
Yeah,
evil sons of bitches that are in charge of our country.
Yeah.
There's a legal precedent for this. When NAFTA went through, there was a gas additive. It was made by a company called Suncor. British Columbia tried to ban this gas additive to make their air quality better. And under NAFTA, Suncor sued the province of British Columbia, and they said, okay, you can take that gas additive out, but you need to provide us with $350 million each year for the lost revenue. So you're legally allowed to do whatever you want, but built into this now, into Canadian law, would be that we'd have to pay out these companies for their lost revenue, for the changes in our laws.
But is that something that they did? Is that something they did on the Canadian side? So
yes.
So we can go, hey, we have to. Sorry, guys.
That's exactly it.
Because these guys are planning their future outside of politics.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
And all three parties are on side. Mulcair's on the TV the other day talking about what a great guy Tony Blair was, and how most Canadians want a realist that understands all the economic benefits of resource extraction. Like NDP, Liberals, Conservatives, they're all on side with it.
It sounds like politicians are really bad people.
They are. The takeaway point here is that
just found out today that Michael Jackson died.
You didn't know that?
No, I didn't know that. I was pretty upset.
Today's the day for that disease he had, right?
Yeah.
Is that how that came up?
Yeah.
4:43.
We're going to spin some music, but before we do you want to give us a heads up about the lineup for Friday night?
Yeah, it's actually a really great lineup. I don't know how many people out there in the Lose Control listenership are into hip-hop, but this is a pretty monumental hip-hop bill for Hamilton. It starts at 1 p.m. and it goes till, 2 a.m., so probably 3 or 3:30 at Absinthe.
This Friday?
This Friday, yeah. It's this Friday. The headlining act is CL Smooth, and CL Smooth is the voice. You remember that?
Yeah, I love CL Smooth.
So CL Smooth is performing The Main Ingredient, which is an album that he and Pete Rock put out 20 years ago this year. So November of this year, it'd be 20 years ago. And he's sort of the voice of the early Pete Rock stuff that made Pete Rock famous. Not that CL Smooth made Pete Rock famous, but he became famous around that time. So CL Smooth's a headliner. Guy named Apathy from a group called the Demigods in the States. They're really good. Decisive from Toronto. Socrates, who's a Canadian that's been living stateside. And then, a real sort of who's who of indie dudes from around the area. So the bill from noon until about 10 at night is a different act from somewhere in the 519, 905, 406. That's good, Me and Tariq are doing our first set. There's a bunch of other acts. S, a guy named that goes by S, Solar Scenery, Arcane, who's a Hamiltonian, T.Y., Hashi.
Hashi's awesome.
Hashi is awesome. He's going on tour soon.
Yeah, I just read.
Just read about that? Yeah, it's great. But honestly, it starts at 1 in the afternoon, and it'll be sort of, 3 acts an hour. up until about 10 o'clock when the headliners start.
That's crazy.
They got some catering there by Meat Ventures, I believe they're called, and Burnt Tongue. Rudy's Politis is there. Yeah, it's a fantastic bill. There's still tickets available at Dr. Disc.
And you can get them at the Absinthe as well.
You can get them at the door at Absinthe. You save yourself a bit of money at Dr. Disc. They're like $40 at the door at Absinthe.
Well, then get them in advance.
Get them in advance.
For sure.
But yeah, no, it's be a good show.
Folks, here's new music from Lee Reed on 93.3 CFMU.
The unseated is not seeing this tree.
93.3 CFMU, music there from Lee Reed, and a song called Stop Line 9. Lee Reed taking part in Flotilla that's happening Friday evening.
Friday, yes.
Yeah,
me and Tariq are on at about 9, I'm told, 9:30 in there somewhere. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got good billing.
Advanced tickets at Dr. Disc, as you mentioned. We were just talking off air about the hip hop community, and you were saying, or just hip hop music, and you were saying, Gavin, that it feels like 1993 again.
Yeah, like 91, 93 around there. 91 was like a golden time for hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
It was an amazing time, a great year.
So it's a good thing.
Yeah, because it's so diverse again. It's gotten like just so much. There's so many different types of styles of hip hop.
Yes. I think it's become more and more important to have something to say again.
Yeah, I think so. You're right. And it's something to say or speaking on behalf of communities that might not have had a voice a short while ago. Yeah, it's an exciting time for hip-hop. There's lots of weird...
What are you saying? Where's this? People going to find this song? The one we just played?
So this will appear on the upcoming Everybody Dance Now album, I do believe. And it's also going to appear on a compilation fundraiser for the Unistaten Action Camp, which is like a direct action anti-pipeline community in Wet'suwet'en territory in BC. So they're basically vowed to prevent the encroachment of any and all pipelines and tar sands oil through their territory. None of these companies basically will be able to get it to the shore without that direct confrontation. So there's a lot of money being pumped into. They've set up barracks up there. They patrol their own land to evict prospecting. So people come to take.
What's the end result of a situation like that?
Probably the state will come and fight them. Huh. And then the public opinion will turn against the state.
We're almost out of time, but what I would like to do is ask you a couple of questions about our last provincial election. Was it necessary?
Was it? I don't know, man.
We got rid of Hudak.
I guess. Did we? I don't know.
Well,
honestly, I feel really silly having this conversation because I don't think a lot of people agree with me, but a couple of points. One, if the NDP faithful are going to take a 1,300% increase in declined ballots as a sign of some sort of conservative conspiracy, instead of looking at the facts right in front of them, which was a lot of people got off their asses to go down to some poll and say, we don't like any of these options. Like a lot of people. Right. Historically, the second most ever. And
is that right?
That's right.
Wow.
We haven't had a decline like that. It was a 1,300% increase from the last time. And it wasn't too far behind the historic high, which was in 1975. And since 1975, they've really tried to get people away from even knowing that you could decline your ballot. So there was a lot of spoiled ballots. There was a lot of people who go into the thing and write like FU on it or put a line through it. They don't count those. So maybe if they did, it would have been even higher. The second highest riding of those, the second highest number of declined was Hamilton Centre, Andrea Horvath's home riding. And the NDP faithful refused to see that this move towards the centre and the right is not going to serve them well. And that's, I think, the biggest lesson from this. And the NDP's not learning it. Mulcair, like we just talked about, was on TV the other day saying, Canadians want modern social democrats like Tony Blair. The guy's a war criminal, you know, and he's driving his economy into the ground. Is that really who we want? Thanks, Tommy Mulcair. So I think a few things with elections. One, it's all BS.
Right.
I think the difference between the three parties is so minuscule. You're really not voting for anything. One believes in 11% corporate tax, and then the NDP believes in 14%. The Liberals believe in 12.5. Right. That's the difference, you know. And if that's really what you're arguing about, you got to ask yourself, like, are these people representing your interests? They're all on side with the war machine. They're all on side with selling arms to Saudi Arabia. They're all on side with the tar sands. They're all on side with these these secretly negotiated free trade deals that we just talked about. There's virtually no difference between them. They're all into the paramilitarization of police. They're all into the cracking down of dissent. They want to lock up. They want our prisons to overflow so they can privatize it. The whole thing, they're all on side with everything that's bad.
So what do we do?
What do? We need to take that power back from them. And there's moves being made. There's actually a sort of a convergence of people in Ottawa this year. It's called the People's Social Forum, August 21st to 24th. It's sort of done as an alternative economic model sort of meeting that was born out of the World Social Forum in Davos. So it's the first time Canada's had one. And yeah, they're meeting in Ottawa this year, August 21st to 24th. So you see a lot of union people meeting with anarchist groups, student groups meeting with environmental groups. And the focus isn't really unseating Harper. The focus is against austerity and against the neoliberal agenda that all three parties seem to stand for. Honestly, I think what's going to happen is that something really bad environmentally will happen, and then people will come around. When you wake up one day,
to what extent do you think?
To what extent? Yeah, the water in Lake Ontario will be ruined one day, and then people will be like, "Damn, what did we do?" And then they'll be on side.
We're out of time. Do you want to give a plug again for the show on Friday?
You bet. It's the Cookout Part 2. It's at Absinthe on Friday. Runs 1 p.m. All night. You can get tickets at Dr. Disc or at the door. It's the hip-hop event of this season.
For more information, contact Dr. Disc, contact Club Absinthe, or also contact Mookie, right?
That's right.
Is putting this on?
Mook the Greek on
Facebook.
Mook the
Greek. There you go. Another one. Another one.
Greeks are everywhere.
Folks, lots going on in your city. Make sure you get all the up-to-dates. Pick up your Hamilton Spectator. Read Graham Rockingham's article as well as checking out his best bets. Our friend Rick Taylor writes a column called Hamilton Music Notes, and you can read that every Thursday in View Magazine, as well as check out all the fine blogs in the city that give you all the coolest things and info about all the great shows happening in our city, Hamilton, Ontario. Special thanks to all of you folks for listening.
Lou,
yes, sir.
Can I plug something?
Really quick.
I'm going to be at Yuck Yucks tonight.
Thank you. As promised, here's some new music from Simply Saucer, and we'll hopefully hook up with the band next week.